The most documented day in history, November 22, 1963. The JFK assassination. Every moment was recorded. Every camera was rolling. Every television was broadcasting. The world watched. Everyone remembers where they were, what they were doing. But in Dallas, there was a TV studio, KDAL. Nobody remembers, because it wasn't recorded. It was broadcast, but it vanished. 28 people, news team, anchor, producers, technicians, cameramen, all on live broadcast, reporting JFK news. President Kennedy shot in Dallas, rushed to hospital, condition critical. Then came the worst news. President Kennedy is dead. Anchor Michael Harrison cried on live television, tears. America watched. Everyone cried. But then the broadcast cut out. 28 people disappeared. 56 years later, they found them. Behind the control room, hidden room. 28 people, still on air, still crying, still saying President Kennedy is dead. The most documented day in history, but for 28 people, the day never ended. Still November 22, 1963. Forever. Before you continue watching, hit that subscribe button. Because this story isn't just about a disappearance. This is about a moment when history froze, and about the hidden power of live broadcast. This is the story of KDAL TV Studio. November 22, 1963. Dallas, Texas. Friday morning. Sunny, warm, beautiful day. Nobody knew what was coming. KDAL TV Studio was a small station in Dallas, local channel, not as big as CBS, NBC, ABC, but a good station. Local news, weather, sports. Dallas people watched. Michael Harrison was 37 years old, anchor, sat at the news desk, read the news. Handsome, trustworthy, good voice. In Dallas for years, everyone knew him. That morning he came to the studio at 7 a.m., like always. Got coffee, checked the news. Normal day, he thought. JFK in Dallas, motorcade at noon. Nice story, the president in our city. Patricia Webb was 32 years old, producer, organized the news. What would be broadcast, when, how. Hard job, but she loved it. Born and raised in Dallas, at KDAL for 8 years. That morning she thought, big day, JFK in Dallas. We should do live coverage, show the motorcade. Important. Tom Garcia was 28 years old, cameraman, best cameraman at KDAL. Good eye, good hands, caught everything. Mexican heritage, lived in Dallas with his family. Sarah Mitchell was 26 years old, assistant director, helped Patricia. Young, excited, beginning of TV career. Today I'll see JFK, she thought, on live broadcast. Robert Bob Crawford was 45 years old, technical director, controlled equipment, cameras, microphones, lights, everything had to work. Experienced, 20 years in television. 28 people total, in the studio, news team, writers, technicians, cameramen, sound, lighting, everyone. 10 a.m., JFK landed at Love Field, Dallas Airport. Crowd greeted him, the President and Mrs. Kennedy, smiling, waving. Beautiful moment. KDAL did live coverage. Michael, good morning, Dallas. President Kennedy has arrived at Love Field. Beautiful day. Large crowd welcoming the President and First Lady. Motorcade began. 11:50 a.m. Heading to downtown Dallas, Dealey Plaza, to Trademark for lunch. At KDAL Studio, everyone was ready. Live coverage when motorcade arrives, Patricia said. Michael, be ready. 12:15 p.m. Motorcade on Main Street. Crowds, people waving, JFK smiling, Mrs. Kennedy in pink suit. Beautiful, iconic. 12:25 p.m. Motorcade approaching Dealey Plaza. KDAL not on live, but ready, waiting. 12:30 p.m. 3 gunshots. Dealey Plaza. JFK hit. In the studio, nobody knew. Yet, waiting. Normal day. 12:32 p.m. Phone rang. Patricia answered. KDAL News. Her voice shocked. What? He was shot? Everything in the studio stopped. Everyone turned. The president was shot, Patricia shouted. In Dealey Plaza. Now! Live broadcast. Now! Michael ran to news desk, sat down, microphone on. Tom to camera position. Bob in control room. Everyone moved. Panic. But professional. 12:34 p.m. KDAL went live. Michael. We interrupt this program for breaking news. Reports coming in that President Kennedy has been shot in Dallas. I repeat, President Kennedy has been shot. Details are still coming in. Papers in his hand, teletype, UPI wire service, news coming in. Confusing. President Kennedy shot approximately 12:30 p.m. Central Time in Dealey Plaza. Motorcade rushing to Parkland Memorial Hospital. Condition unknown at this time. 28 people in studio, everyone in shock, nobody talking, just working, gathering news, making calls, seeking information. Michael on air, calm, but burning inside. President shot in our city? In Dallas? This is unthinkable. 12:40 p.m. More news. President Kennedy at Parkland Hospital. Doctors working. Mrs. Kennedy with him. Vice President Johnson also at hospital. Patricia in control room, phone to ear. Get the news to Michael. Papers, notes, fast. Tom filming. Michael close-up. Face serious, worried. America watching. 1 p.m. Still no word. President still in surgery. Doctors working. No official word on condition. We are waiting for word from Parkland Hospital. The president was shot approximately 30 minutes ago. Doctors are working. We pray for the president. Studio silent. 28 people waiting. All worried. Will he survive? What will happen? God. 1:15 p.m. Phone rang. Patricia answered. Her face darkened. Paper fell from her hand. What? She whispered. No. Sarah ran to her. What happened? Patricia crying. He died. The president died. Studio froze. Everyone heard. 28 people. Shock. Disbelief. Michael at desk. Patricia looked at him. Tears. Nodded. Michael, the president is dead. Michael couldn't breathe. What? What? Patricia with new paper in hand. Teletype. UPI. President Kennedy died at 1 p.m. Central Standard Time. Michael's hand trembled. Took the paper. Read it. Read it again. Couldn't believe. Tom filming. Michael's face. The change. The shock. The pain. Michael slowly looked at camera. Live broadcast. America watching. Dallas watching. World watching. Took deep breath. Voice trembled. Ladies and gentlemen, I have just received word from Parkland Memorial Hospital. He stopped. Eyes filled. Tears. President John F. Kennedy died at 1 p.m. Central Standard Time. The president is dead. Voice broke. He cried. On live television, tears streaming down cheeks. 28 people in studio cried. Patricia, Sarah, Tom, Bob, everyone, silently, in shock. Michael bowed his head, wiped eyes, but tears wouldn't stop. President Kennedy, shot in Dallas, in our city, and now he's gone. America watched. Every home, every TV. Michael Harrison crying, just like Walter Cronkite. Just like everyone. 1:20 p.m. Michael still on air. Vice President Lyndon Johnson now president. Mrs. Kennedy, our hearts break for her, for the nation, for the world. News kept coming. Suspect arrested. Lee Harvey Oswald, Texas School Book Depository. Michael read every story for hours. 28 people worked. Tired, tearful, but continued. 3 p.m. We will continue our coverage throughout the day. President Kennedy, 35th President of the United States, assassinated in Dallas, Texas. November 22, 1963. A day we will never forget. Then something strange happened. Lights flickered. In studio. 1 second? 2 seconds. Bob noticed in control room. What's happening? Power issue? Monitors scrambled. Static. Image distorted. Technical problem, Bob said. Camera 1 is out. Tom looked at his camera. It's working, but image isn't going through. Michael at desk. What's happening? Are we still on air? Patricia, I don't know. Bob. Image lost. Every camera. What's happening? Lights flickered again. Longer. Studio went dark. Completely. Pitch black, someone shouted. Panic! 28 people in darkness. What's happening? Generator, why isn't it coming back? Then, silence. Complete silence. No sound, no light. And then, 28 people vanished. Outside. KDAL building. There were other employees, in offices, second floor. They noticed power outage. What happened to the studio? They went downstairs, entered the studio. Empty, completely empty. 28 people gone. News desk empty, control room empty. Cameras there, but nobody. Where are they? Michael, Patricia, anyone? No answer. 28 people, missing in 1 second. Police called. Dallas police, arrived in 30 minutes. Examined studio, no trace, no signs of struggle. 28 people just vanished. Cars parked outside, bags in office, jackets on chairs. But people, gone. FBI came. Connection to JFK assassination? They didn't know, but investigated. Everything. Found nothing. Families went crazy. Michael's wife Susan cried. My husband, where? He was reporting JFK news, then disappeared. Patricia's mother was in shock. My daughter, I saw her on television. She was crying, then broadcast cut. Where is she? Tom's family was worried. Was Tom safe? What happened? Nobody could answer. 28 people, on the most documented day, JFK assassination. Everything recorded. But 28 people vanished. No recording, no broadcast tape, as if it never happened. Theories developed. CIA? KGB? Connected to JFK? Kidnapped to silence what they knew? But no evidence. 28 people, just missing. Cold case. KDAL continued, with other employees. But nobody wanted to work in that studio. Cursed, they said. In 1975, KDAL closed. Building abandoned. 50 years. Studio sat empty. Ghost building. In Dallas. Nobody entered. October 2019. Building sold. New owner would restore. Modern offices. Apartments. Demolition crew came. Started cleaning building. Entered old KDAL studio. Dusty, old, 1960s equipment still there. Cameras, news desk, monitors, untouched. Wow, said a worker, like a time capsule from 1963. Another worker entered control room. Old panel, buttons, switches. These should go to a museum. Then noticed. Back of control room, wall, strange. Look at this. This wall looks newer, not old. Knocked on wall. Hollow inside. Something behind here. Might be hidden room. They broke wall. Behind it, a door. Metal door. Locked. What's this? Why hidden? Forced door open. Inside, dark. Narrow corridor. Going down. Got flashlights. Descended. End of corridor, another room. Large. Entered, and were shocked. Room was like replica of old studio, but smaller, narrower, and inside 28 people standing, cameras, news desk, control panel, everything there, and 28 people working, moving, but strangely slow, very slow, as if frozen but still moving. Michael at news desk, crying, slowly, mouth open. President Kennedy is dead. Patricia in control room, on phone, speaking slowly. Yes, I understand. Tom at camera, filming, slow, very slow. 28 people, still on air, had never stopped. For 56 years. Worker stepped back. My God, they're... Ambulance called. Police, everyone. They brought out 28 people, carefully. There was pulse, very slow. 1 beat per 5 minutes. Breathing, very slow. Body temperature, low. They were alive, but frozen. 56 years. Time had passed slowly for them. Taken to hospital. Slowly warmed. 30 degrees. 35. 36. Michael woke first. Opened eyes. Looked around. Where am I? Hospital? JFK! What happened to JFK? Mr. Harrison, stay calm. You're safe. JFK! I must tell about the president. America is waiting. Are we still on air? Mr. Harrison, do you know what date it is? November 22, 1963. Friday. JFK was shot, died. I broadcast, then power went out, and... Mr. Harrison, the date is October 18th, 2019. 56 years have passed. No, it was just now. I was on air. JFK, 1 p.m. He died. I broadcast, then power, and... Patricia woke. Is broadcast continuing? Is Michael still at desk? We must report JFK news. Miss Webb, it's 2019. 56 years have passed. No, November 22, 1963. It was just now. Tom woke. Is camera working? Is image going through? I need to film Michael. JFK news is important. Bob woke. Control panel. Power went out. Why didn't generator kick in? 28 people woke. All asked same question. We must report JFK news. Is broadcast continuing? America is waiting. Why did 56 years pass? Scientists researched. Hidden room. Strange electromagnetic field. Maybe something happened during broadcast. JFK assassination. Such powerful emotional energy. So many broadcasts at once. Maybe created temporal effect. Trapped them. In broadcast, forever. No proof, only theory. Adaptation was difficult. 1963 to 2019. JFK martyred. Lyndon Johnson became president. Vietnam War. Nixon. Watergate. Carter. Reagan. Bush. Clinton. Bush. Obama. Trump. 56 years of history, all missed. Michael's wife Susan was dead. 2005, cancer. Waited 42 years, then died.
never seeing her husband. Patricia's mother was dead, 1998, heart attack. Always searched for her daughter. Tom's family was shocked. Tom was 28, now physically 28, but 56 years passed. Family is old. Some died. Michael wanted to watch television, modern news, CNN, Fox, MSNBC, digital, HD, internet. This is another world, he said. What happened after JFK? He asked. Wanted to learn everything. 56 years. Vietnam, Apollo 11, Berlin Wall, 9/11, everything. But most of all, what happened that day, November 22nd, 1963, while we were missing? How did world react? They showed everything. Walter Cronkite's broadcast, tears, taking off glasses, iconic. Everyone remembers. I cried too, Michael said, on live television, but nobody remembers. KDAL was small station, no recording, as if never happened. Patricia cried, we witnessed history, but history forgot us. 2024, 5 years passed. 28 people trying to adapt to life, but difficult. 1963 people. In 2024 world, old KDAL studio is museum. 1963 studio, JFK Day, displaying. Story of 28 people. Lost news team, disappeared during live broadcast, found 56 years later. Michael sometimes goes there, looks at old news desk. I sat here, said JFK died, cried, then disappeared. Hidden rooms still there, closed. Dangerous. Electromagnetic field still active, nobody should enter. But sometimes monitors still on. Old equipment shouldn't work, but works. And on screen, image, blurry, old, 1963. Michael at news desk. President Kennedy is dead, crying, again and again, loop. Broadcast never ended, still continuing, hidden room for 56 years, maybe forever. Because some moments are too powerful, too traumatic. They freeze time, and people stay in that moment forever. November 22nd, 1963, the most documented day in history. Everyone remembers where they were, what they were doing. Michael Harrison remembers. He was sitting at news desk, crying, President Kennedy is dead. And now, in 2024, he still remembers. Because that moment never ended. Still there. Hidden room forever.